Recording and action.
Fire the arrow.
Okay, so recap. What happened in the last adventure? Can anybody remember?
Right. We turned up into Graymoor to very quickly find George Gilly's body bludgeoned and dead in the middle of the snow next to a statue in the middle of the town.
Right.
We were met by Oswald, who told us this sort of thing has been happening a couple of times recently. The other person of note was Sir Thomas, who was murdered within the last week, and we were tasked with finding his house to investigate it and finding George Gilly's daughter, Erin Gilly.
Right.
Upon turning up to George's house, it didn't go well. The whole place had been ramshackle and Gilly was nowhere to be seen. We wandered off into the woods to see if we could find her. We couldn't find her. There were some weird bears and wolves happening, but no little girl.
But there were some footprints, weren't there?
There were some footprints, yes.
Right. So what was the deal?
That started off human and seemed to then not be human anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shifting to an animal.
Yeah.
Right. I believe there was a small fire incident.
Yeah. Small fire as well. Yeah. We because some animals, horses and cattle, had been killed. The wounds that they had were slightly different. They were large. They were bite marks that the bodies of the humans that had died did not have.
Right.
And they seem to be slightly larger, if I recall correctly, as well. While we were just looking at the bodies of the animals, I think it was Valis that noticed someone peeking through the slates,
right,
and then smelled some smoke, and someone had locked the door from outside and set fire to the barn we were in with the bodies of the animals. Right. At first, we thought the little girl that Valis had seen was the person that had set the fire.
Right.
But I don't know if I'm not too sure. I don't think that's the case anymore.
Okay. And then you ran into the little girl on the street and you had a brief conversation with her.
Yep.
My man played hopscotch.
That's right. That's right. The dwarf, Eric. What's your name?
Falnan.
Falnan played hopscotch with the little girl, and she peed herself.
And I won.
And you won at the same time. It was great.
Yeah.
So you spoke to Oswald, who apparently is dying of sort of something like consumption, or the black lung is what he described it as. And what else?
We found a house. We had found the house where we got a book with notes, maps, letters, and a box.
Right. So that's right.
The letters were talking about someone that was supposed to be coming in a few days. Right. 3 days from now, on the day of the
it was
solstice.
Solstice, yeah.
Solstice, about midday, apparently.
Yeah. To leave something, something that might be a weapon, because we're suspecting that there is some kind of lycanthropic curse on the town.
Right.
And there was also a lock, so we got the box opened, and there was an arrow, the tip of an arrow.
Right. So an arrowhead was inside the
arrowhead,
box.
yeah.
Right. And one of you was able to read what was written on it, I believe, and it said something. Is that right? Pretty sure that's true.
Oh, I can't remember what the runes said. I remember it having runes. I remember giving it to Althea, but I can't remember what was said on it. Maybe that would be a good point to jump in at.
Right. Well, it came in. It said shape changer slayer.
Yes.
That was basically what confirmed we were dealing with some sort of.
Remember, Scott, you're muted. If you want to speak, we can't hear you unless you undo the mute.
Oh, of course. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I've got to hold it down to be able to speak. If I let it go, it mutes again. That's quite
for space.
Funny.
Yeah. Otherwise, you just press Alt A, and that will undo the mute.
No, I'll remember to hold the button down. We haven't mentioned that we found plans for some sort of locking device. Or
yes. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And it could be. Am I right in recalling that it could be locked from a distance as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It seemed to be some sort of large remote lock.
sort of separate mechanism that would be connected to it with some sort of shaft or something along those lines.
Yeah.
We had a draw locksmith helping us figure that out.
That's right. So the locksmith, her name
was a she.
That's right. It's a dark elf. Zelanth Tass is her name.
Yes.
And she runs a toolsmith and repair shop. I did a little bit of research on medieval locksmiths, actually, and discovered that they also made things like coffin nails and all sorts of other nails, but also keys and spoons and ladles and pots and pans. They do repairs on pots and kettles and stuff. So that's what she's up to. That's what her business is all about. So yeah, that's what separates a locksmith from basically a blacksmith. So it turns out. So yeah, they also make tools, which blacksmiths can't really make because they work on much bigger objects. So anyway, there you go. So that's her.
We also were planning at some point to go see a Fletcher. I think that was for Althea. You're the ranger, correct?
Right. The Fletcher's name is Victor Althea.
Yeah. So to go see Victor to get the arrowhead mounted properly.
That'll be first stop in the morning is getting those together.
All right.
And we also talked to some people that were putting food. A woman that was putting food on their doorstep with a silver coin under the doormat.
That's right.
As well, underneath the doormat.
Right.
Yeah, that apparently they've been doing forever. And that was a tradition that was given to them by the halfling paladin that then left to fight some kind of, according to the legend of the stories, she left to fight something of a curse, or she was cursed herself or something like that. I can't recall which one it was. Or she went to fight the curse, but was cursed herself, and so she left.
That's about right.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was
I think
all a
that's
bit
pretty succinct for a 4-hour one-shot.
Yeah, right. I could have just recorded that and then spat it back out again. That's all we needed. All right, you can go home now. You are at home. That's great. Okay, so you guys are at the tavern then. I see that Tom's already having a drink.
It's been a long day.
Right.
Outside of character, it's been a long day.
All right.
I apologize if I'm a bit more incoherent than I was the first sentence, first session. This isn't my first glass tonight.
Fair enough. Okay, Barry, you are playing a character named, as you know, Milford Brixton is now riding down into Graymoor. It's just night has fallen, and it's beginning to close in. All of the clouds and fog and what have you is closing in around you, and you're riding down on your mule. And the mule, as you come through the Frostmoor Pass down into the Graymoor area, the mule begins to balk, and you're not quite sure what's going on. You've been riding this mule for like 9 days now, and suddenly it's starting to get a bit shaky and a bit freaked out, and it's stopping every couple of minutes, and it kind of tries to stop, and you have to urge it on to keep it going.
Francis, don't embarrass me. Don't embarrass me. You've been good. What's up? What the heck's going on? Just go down now. Go down. Go down.
So you get down onto the flat plain, and finally, as the fog begins to clear, and you begin to see lights through the fog, and you can see there's a township there. And you ride into this township, and the place is just deserted. It's quiet as a mouse. It's just, besides the wind howling, there is no sound. And you don't see anybody, but finally you get to a corner, this bend. In fact, there is a tavern there, a sign that says the Graymoor Bend on the outside. Proprietor Sarg Gazara is written on the door. Proprietor Sarg Gazara, the Graymoor Bend. And you can hear sounds coming from inside, but even then it's muted. It's not like they're cheering or having a great time. Across the street, there is a park, not a park, a square essentially. And on the far side of that, you can see a temple. It's a very traditional temple to the elven gods, the Seldarine, but it seems to be a little bit modified with a number of other gods who have been included into that pantheon, including at least one that you know, which is Moradin, god of the dwarves. So the obvious place to go here would be the tavern. In fact, that's where you were told to go to meet this fellow named Oswald.
Well,
so you guys are in the tavern when the door opens. And this guy walks in, tell us about yourself.
I'm, well, reasonably tall, not kind of well built, athletic looking, a little athletic looking, longish hair. I'm wearing the correct clothes for the weather.
So he's covered in furs, big heavy furs.
Yeah, I'm covered in furs and.
You cast back your hood as you come in?
Yeah, I take off my hood.
Right. You got dark skin, don't you?
Yes, yes.
Right. Okay, so depending on which picture we were talking about earlier, does he have like dreadlocks or something, or is that not the case? He's got shaved
dreadlocks. He has dreadlocks.
Right.
Sounds badass.
Right. So he walks in. What's he carrying? What sort of weapons does he have on him, if any?
He has a small bow.
It's like a short bow.
A short bow.
Right.
And he has. You're pretty sure he has other weapons, but some of them you can't see. He doesn't make obvious. And he goes to the bar.
Right. Now remember, you have a piece of paper that you've been given.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you go to the bar, and there's this half walk behind the bar, and she looks up the minute you walk in the door. Along with the whole tavern just goes quiet. There's not a huge amount of people in here, but there's a group of girls in the corner who are kind of giggling because they're having a little bit of food, and they're dressed in some strange religious clothes that you've not seen before. And then there's these guys sitting around in one corner. I'm assuming you guys are in the tavern. Makes sense. Yeah, unless you want to be in your room, but that's just going to complicate the story. So please don't say that.
No, we're having a nightcap. We're having a
Okay, that sounds perfect.
Could we? I think my perception. I look around the bar first before I ask anything.
All right, I'll make a perception check for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Perception. I added some skills to your sheet too, using the customized character option, because they don't have, D&D Beyond doesn't seem to have tools. Oh, not the greatest perception roll, but it is a 7. You're not sure. These guys seem to be, I don't know, why is it that he can't see you guys? Are you hiding behind a wall or something? Is there something in the way?
We're just tired. We're doing on
So
the table.
Collapsed.
It's been a long day.
Right. Everybody's speaking in hushed tones too. There seems to be this funny sense about this town that you've had since you've come here, beginning with your mule, Francis.
Yeah.
But that being said, Tom, hang on. Can you guys change your names to your character names so I can address you in character? That'd be really useful.
So rename, yes.
How do you do that?
If you mouse over the top right corner of your picture, there's a little 3 dots on a blue button.
Or even if you literally click anywhere on your picture or on your name, it will come up with 6 different options, and one of them is rename. And then
I'm going to do yours for you, Barry.
Thank you.
Milford Brixton.
He has to do mine for me because I don't see well.
Yeah.
Just in case, not being lazy.
Never made assumptions.
That's a good thing to role play with, especially when you're with Russell Kirkby.
Barry knows me well. We play a lot of Vampire the Masquerade together for many years.
Oh, cool.
Okay, and that's a paranoid gang. Anyway, so you see these guys sitting around there. There's about, I'm going to just roll a d12. Actually, no, I'm going to roll 3d6. That's how many people there are in this room, apart from these guys. Wow, holy shit, there's 10 people in here besides them. So there's 13 people, 14 including you. At least one of those is Sarg. Sarg looks over to this guy and she says, me Sarg, how I help you?
I'm here to meet a man called Oswald. You know where I might find him?
Yeah, Oswald. I get Oswald. You wait here. Who are you? I tell him.
I have been sent to help you with the situation.
Oh, you come a long way. Very cold outside.
It is.
You have paper?
Paper right here.
Oswald, get Raven, tell me you come. Okay, takes the paper. She takes the paper and she goes out to the back door and she disappears for about a minute. Meanwhile, you guys see this interaction and you overhear the conversation. I assume you do, unless you're not paying attention.
Well, I'm in my beer, but I keep an eye out.
All right, so you've seen this guy come up, and anyone who wants to can roll a perception check to see if they see the piece of paper that he hands over, the scroll, essentially.
Okay.
Yep. You go for it, Val, now.
Okay, sharing the screen, going over the perception. There we go.
Wow, fuck, okay, great.
Perceptive drunk dwarf.
Nice.
I'm not drunk. I got a drink.
Okay.
I got a
anybody else
drink. I'm
wanna
a
do
dwarf.
that, or- I'm happy for that to be a group roll if you want. just to speed it up, unless somebody wants to specifically roll.
No, that's fine. That sounds good.
All right. So Fallen and whoever else notices immediately, he's handed over a document that looks pretty much exactly like the document that you guys handed over to Oswald when you got here.
I think seeing that and seeing that it's almost exactly the same, I'll gesture to the group like, oh, I think we've got one more of us. It seems like we've got a bit of help, and I don't know about you, but we could use as much as I can get. Should we go over and introduce ourselves?
Just invite her. Just invite him to our table.
Yep.
All right. So who's going to do the honors?
I will. I tell you what. I will get Lilium,
Okay.
who's this little fae, this little fairy who's kind of this white and pink glowing color, to just whiz up and just do a couple of laps around Milford's head and try and get Milford's attention, and then zip back over to the table,
Right.
to try and get his attention over here and gesture over.
Does it work, Milford? He tries to catch her.
Are you attacking the fairy?
Oh, I'm going to roll a dex check for you if that's what you want
It's
to do.
not an attack. He's grabbing.
You're just trying to catch her.
All right.
You're surprised.
Yep.
He surprised her. Surprised him. I mean. Okay, so we'll make a quick dex check just to see how that goes. Dexterity. Here we are. What did he get? Oh, I can't see under the thing. I've got the
14.
14. Yeah.
Okay,
The
now you
sprite's
missed.
dex-
You missed.
Yeah, the sprite's dex is 18 plus 4.
Right. She's quicker than you, but you get a tap on her wing for a moment, and she spins around and looks at you like. You just get this impression she was not very impressed.
You're a fae. I apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I thought it was something else. Please forgive me. Please. You want me to come with you?
She turns around and zooms back over to Valis.
And I'll pop into my hood, and I'll give a little wave and a gesture to come over, friend.
Okay. I walk over cautiously with my hand near one of my weapons, just in case, under my coat.
This is my hat for Oswald. I'm putting on over my headset.
Great. Does that mean he's appearing at the moment?
It does. He's stepping in through the door as you speak and as you guys are introducing each other.
You are way too convincing with that cough. You need to go get a checkup.
He's
Right.
really not well.
Right. So Oswald's got this huge black trench coat, essentially made of black bear fur, and this hat. It's actually a square kind of cap, not like this at all. So I'll take it off. Anyway, he comes over to your table as well. Ah, you must be Brixton then.
Hey, me. Here, you need this drink more than I do.
Well, cheers. Welcome to Graymoor.
Lovely town you got here.
Yes, quite. Anyhow, you have made your acquaintance with your fellow justice wardens, I assume.
I'm assuming that's them over there.
These three at the table, yes. Come, introduce yourselves to this fellow Brixton. I sent for him by Raven, day before last. Before you even arrived, in fact. He should have been on his way. I suppose that's how you got here today, on time. You're a little late.
Sometimes Frances wants to stop a while longer than I wish she would.
What is Francis? Who is? There's no Francis on this document. What? Looks through the document.
Francis is my mule.
Oh, mule. Oh. Puts the paper back. Here, take this. I don't need it. Now, if you're not aware, we've had a number of deaths in this place over the recent weeks. Horses, cattle, blacksmith, a few others I'll tell you about. Nonetheless, I'm not feeling too well myself, so I shall retire.
Thank you for your hospitality.
If you need me, you know where to find me.
Well, actually, no, I don't, but they probably...
Well, I'm staying here at the inn, because I have a room downstairs.
Uh-huh.
These fellows will tell you they've been into my room. Yes, had a drink, didn't we? Yes.
They have been in your room. Wonderful.
That's you.
I do.
He coughs his way back out to the door.
May I sit down, gentlemen and ladies?
Of course you may.
Feel free.
Thank you. He turns the seat around so the back is in front of him and puts his arms over. So, fill me in.
All right. Can I have a quick look at your paper, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
It is identical to the ones
Okay.
that you guys all have. It
All right.
has the waxen stamp. It could have been forged or faked, but
Yeah, I'm not an expert at it. I just
Yeah.
want to pretend I give a crap.
right.
I barely look at it. And then I turn towards Sag and I say, a beer for our new companion.
Beer, yes, ale. Bring ale. Good.
Yes.
She brings a big jug of ale over and some new glasses for everybody. Or actually, they're not glasses because glass is really fucking expensive.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. So your name is, I'm looking when I looked at the paper, I just wanted to see his name, Milford or Brixton? Which one seems to be his first name?
Milford is his first
Milford.
name.
Okay. So Milford, all right. This is what has happened so far, and then we give him the summary we did at the beginning.
Okay, that sounds like fun. We should have done it that way around. Damn it! I should have thought of that. Bugger. Oh well. Okay, so you guys are all caught up on the action now. All right, but now it's getting later, and the fires are dying down, and the various members of people in the inn begin to retire to their homes.
Milford, we have 2 rooms. But and they communicate, but we decided to give one to Althea by herself. So if you don't mind to share a room with both Valis and myself. I'm Falnon, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Don't mind at all.
I suggest we actually stay together because, as we just told you, someone has already tried to burn us down, so.
One way to get rid of somebody you don't like, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I agree. Sticking together is good.
Right, maybe we should call it a night and have a productive tomorrow then.
Yes.
All right?
All right. So you guys bunk up in the same room, except for Althea, who is sleeping in the same room as Lillian, I believe.
Yes, yeah. I'll send Lily off to stay in the same room just in case something bad happens and we need.
Me and Lily, girl talk, you know.
Right.
And
Yeah,
the door.
I get it.
Bit of girl
We
time.
keep the door open, the communicating door between the 2 rooms.
Yeah.
If that's okay with you,
And,
Althea?
and because she glows, you have a nightlight.
So I don't get scared in the dark. Lovely.
Right. Right.
Oh,
You begin able to find your
that
way
was
to the
real
bathroom.
reason.
Find your way to the outhouse.
Oh,
All right. So
Valis, are you changing your are you getting your hair? Are they getting more white?
It probably will do in a couple of days, but Valis's appearance changes very, very slowly.
Okay.
Barry, just to explain, Valis is an Eladrin elf. So his appearance at the moment is kind of auburn hair and very, very autumny appearance.
Yeah.
But we think it's going to start to turn a little bit in the winter in this freezing cold climate.
Okay.
Right.
For the moment, it's largely the same. Maybe just the tips are starting to go a little bit pale.
Okay.
So
I look just the way the picture does. That's me.
Okay. All
So
right.
he's a dwarf with a big red beard and a helmet.
Yeah.
With
a
gold
chainmail.
inlay. It's chainmail, is it? Okay, right.
Yeah.
Does anyone?
Level 1.
So we're going for a long rest. So if you have any spell slots that you've used, you can regain your spell slots. If any other.
In the top right, we have a button that
Any
says
attempts?
long rest that we can click,
Right.
and then we need to take long rest.
Right. So that just resets everything, right?
Yeah, everything that's linked to a long rest.
Cool.
It's really cool.
Okay.
All right. So you go to sleep, I assume, and much later, it's about. Well, let's just say you're asleep when you hear a scream outside.
Okay. Get up.
Everybody hears this.
Everyone has.
Where does it come from? Outside, you said?
Yeah, outside, probably on the street, from what you can tell.
If we open our windows, would that give to the street?
If you open your window, you can see down onto the street. Yes, you can see, because that's where you saw the people hanging up their fresh meat.
I pull up a chair and open the window.
Okay. What about the others? What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go out the door down to the front entrance and figure out where the scream came from.
Okay, so that will take you a couple of seconds.
I'll rush to the window as well.
You're rushing for the window. Althea, what are you doing in the other room?
Grabbing cloak and weapons and heading downstairs.
Okay, so you guys, you meet Milford on the way down the stairs. Okay, while Falman and Valis head to the window. What you guys see from the window is not really much because, yeah, there doesn't seem to be anybody there. You see fresh prints in the snow, though, heading to the tavern. You hear bang, 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 bang on the door of the tavern. And just as you guys, the other guys are getting to the door of the tavern, Sarg is also looking very tired and half awake, and her hair's sticking up on all angles. She comes over and opens the door. And there's this young lady with a cloak, and she's saying, Saylanth, she's gone. Oh my God, Saylanth, oh, praise the Seldarine.
Who is gone again?
This girl looks at you and she doesn't know who you are, so she ignores you. And she pushes past you. Sarg's like pulls her inside and closes the door. What do you mean, Saylanth gone? Gone? Where's she go? She's dead.
I grab my stuff, put on my armor, and go while I'm going down.
You're going downstairs? Okay. So this is Althea and Milford at the moment in the tavern. So Althea,
I'll be following, so I'll be down soon.
So this is our lock-making friend.
That's correct.
Yeah. So obviously I know where she lives or where she works.
Because that was the last place you went.
Yeah.
Before you came back to the tavern.
So I'll be taking off in that direction.
All right. What about you, Milford? Are you going to go with him, or are you going to stay here?
Go with him because he seems like he knows what he's doing.
All right. I'm gonna just roll some dice to see how far behind the others are. Like how many minutes you are.
Yep.
D100.
D100. I'll make it how about 2d4? I think that's probably fair. If I can find 2d4. Oh, screw. I'll just roll with the 8. Oh, 1 minute. There you go. Perfect. Okay, so as you guys are getting downstairs, Saga's there. The door's closed now. There's a girl sitting at a table, and Saga's bringing her some food and drink. And this girl looks like she's in shock. And they're talking quietly to each other. And Saga's patting her on the shoulder like this huge giant patting that small creature.
Do you recognize her?
You saw her as she was one of the girls dressed up last night in the tavern that they were feeding between taking shifts while they were dressing the temple for the festival.
Oh, okay.
2 nights.
Do I see Milford and Althea?
No, they're actually not there. Sarg looks over to you. Your friends go. I think they go to Zeeland's house.
Oh, what happened?
We'll want to catch up with them quickly. So
You find her, find them, find your friends. They tell you.
Okay. I rush out.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you guys zoom off. All right. So this is Zeeland's house.
Okay.
This is the so let's put you guys here somewhere. I'm just gonna put you generally here, and you can give me more instructions about how you're going to approach this.
If we right click on it, we can pin that video and that image, and it makes it bigger for us.
Oh, nice.
You know,
Pin
just right click on the one we want to pin. So we could even have you, Russell.
Oh,
like,
wow.
yeah, literally.
No, we don't want Russell any bigger.
That's true. That's true. I've already got a big enough head as it is. You don't need to expand that.
I'm not saying a word.
So Barry, are you able to do that? Able to right click on that on the image of the map and pin it? Can you see it well enough?
You'll have 2 options. One of them says chat, and the one underneath says pin video.
I can't see it. Yeah, can you have a look, huh? My daughter's having a look.
All good.
Sorry.
Okay, so you guys are all outside the door basically, and the door
Pin video or something.
is, well, we'll say it's wide open, and it's got a massive crack.
Right click on the picture.
Oh no, just
Yeah.
okay, thanks.
So there's a massive crack down the center of the door.
Wait.
Just right click on the one that has that says map, and then choose pin video.
There we go.
Okay.
Does that help?
Thanks.
Yeah, I got it.
This one, Matt.
Boy. Okay. Yep, definitely.
All right, so you guys are at the door. What are you guys doing? As I say, there's a massive crack in the door, and it's been smashed open.
I go in first with my shield in front of me.
Right. Actually, I should get a dwarf mini for you. Ah, here we go. Here's a dwarf mini with a shield.
Okay.
Ah, perfect.
All right. And because I'm a paranoid little dwarf that maybe has had one too many beers, as I go in with my shield in front of me, I take the dodge action.
Okay, so you dodge immediately as you get in.
As a defense, you know, just disadvantage if someone attacks me, kind of thing.
Being on alert.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you dodge the air.
Good. That means nothing hit me.
Nothing hit you. Nothing hit you. And in fact, there's nothing there except that there is a whole bunch of blood over here.
Oh.
And
I'm gone. Come on.
there is I'm just going to use a zombie. But this is actually Zeeland laying in the blood.
No, I didn't do anything.
Oh no, that's all good.
It's just thinking about it.
Okay, so what are you guys doing? You've seen the dwarf go in, and you can see him through the crack, and he's obviously still alive.
Yep. Was the door cracked
hang back
towards inside, or
Yes, it was
from
actually
outside to inside, or from inside to outside?
from outside to inside.
Okay, so someone broke in. Okay.
Anyone who wants to can roll perception at this point. Wisdom perception checks.
I'd like to go around the back of the building.
All right, so Valis, I believe. Oh, a 20. Okay, excellent.
Nice. Okay,
Milford, where's your images gone?
I'm gonna share mine.
Yep, Falnon.
Uh,
Barry, we've lost your picture.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know why it happened.
We have no idea why it's happened.
We can still see you.
Ah,
Can you guys see him?
Yeah, I can see you fine. You're
Yeah.
still live. You're still there.
yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, I
can't
don't see
him.
his image,
Yeah, I don't have
but
his
I
video.
still see the box and I can still hear him.
Yeah.
I can still
really?
hear you.
Yeah, I can still see the image fine. I do have on my list of screens of faces. There's one that's missing, so there's an arrow at the side. If you scroll along, is it Barry?
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, it's as long as he can see us, I
Yeah,
guess,
that's the important thing.
and he can see the map. That's important. Okay. Okay, who got what?
No, we can see nothing.
So I got a 20, 18
got
plus 2.
I got
All
an 11.
You're an 11. Okay, so you're not really paying attention. The way I like to play it is if you fail a check, there's usually a reason why you failed the check because your attention was somewhere else. So try and think of a reason what you were thinking about when you didn't make that particular perception check. For those of you that did succeed, you notice big fucking scratches in the door, like it was ripped open.
And what about the meat that's hanging above the door?
The meat hanging above, very good point. The meat looks like it's untouched,
And the silver piece?
still there.
Still there. Okay, so basically it does fuck all.
Okay.
Definitely doesn't stop anything evil.
Right.
Althea, I got a suggestion for where you were distracted. Seeing the Falnon in action, that really distracted you.
I was mesmerized by Action Dwarf.
Yeah.
Action dwarf. Right. You're like, wow.
Like
he's
a short
He's
Jason
amazing.
Statham.
so manly and short. Okay, so Milford, you are going around the building. Is that what you told me?
Yep.
All
Going
right.
around the building.
You're going left or right around the building?
I'm going left.
Okay, so you're going this way, around the building. Okay. So you walk all the way around the building and you find wolf tracks in the snow as they basically coming from out of that door. The same door that it entered is where it exited, is what you think.
Uh-huh.
And they lead off, but it's been snowing for a while now, so the tracks are covered, and so you return back to the locksmith.
Okay.
I assume that's what you do.
Yes, yes. You assume correctly.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to bring you back in here.
Do I notice anything inside as I'm looking towards the core, the body? Like, is the body is the person is she still alive? Like, do I notice any kind of sign of life that I could use a healing spell
Right.
on?
So you're going to cross over to get to her.
Yeah.
I take it. You come over here somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. You notice that this is actually the bloodiest of the murders that you've seen so far.
So she is dead.
She's well dead, and she's not only dead, she's kind of torn in two, and her chest cavity has been ripped open.
Okay. All right. I look around to see if there's anything missing, like a ripped open cabinet. The door that's next to where she is the door open?
Well, what you notice is that there's a lot of tools on the floor. The place looks like everything that was on the shelves when you came in here, like this workbench here and this workbench here over there. That stuff is all sort of scattered and knocked over, and there's like a mold full of pewter that's been spilled, and so the pewter that was boiling or molten before is now spilled all over the top of the surface of the workbench, and it's hardened there. And there's a couple of tools like a file and a hammer and some other things that are actually sitting in the pewter that is kind of all hardened there. And there's blood spattered all across this wall up here.
Mm. The injuries, are they from the front or from the back? I mean, is there injuries on the back? And her face, does she look like surprised, shocked?
She does look surprised and shocked, but the injuries are on the front, actually.
Okay.
Well, they look like they began on the front.
Do they look like the same gashes that were on George and Sir Thomas?
I assume you come into the room.
Yeah, I imagine myself, Althea, and Milford.
Yep.
Obviously, if you guys want to hang outside, feel free to. But I assume everyone's kind of wandering in.
Yeah.
Yep. Consensus. Yep. Okay. Cool. All right. Tell me if you want to move the characters around.
Yeah. All good.
So yes, are they consistent with the other deaths? Yes, you would say they are, but they appear to be more severe. Like not only like some of those deaths, they seem to be kind of functional, like something killed them and that just wanted it dead. This was a case of, I wanted it dead, but I also wanted to play in it. I wanted to, there's something else going on here. This is more aggressive and more cruel.
Anger.
Okay.
Anger.
Can I try
Maybe it's
like
maybe it's a message.
Can I try to make an insight check to try to see if I can work out some if the person what kind of motive the person may have had when doing it, like their state of mind, were they upset, did it seem to be like a pattern or something?
You can try. Yep.
Okay.
Give us an insight check. I have to think of what I can possibly tell you. No, sorry.
No. Okay.
No, you can't tell anything more than what you.
Yeah,
Can I?
Bloody mess.
Can I have a look at the wound?
Yep. Okay,
And
so Milford bends down on one knee and has to step into the blood to do that, but he doesn't mind. And he has a look at the wound. Okay, Milford, I'm going to get you.
Yeah, come on. What do you
I'm going to
want?
roll a medicine check for you.
Okay.
This is not for medicine so much as just for you to know what happened. You don't have any bonuses for this. It's just a straight wisdom roll. I think it's a 13. Yes, it is 13. Well, very clearly, this person has had some of their organs ripped out, or at least their heart.
Their heart ripped out and removed.
Yep, it's gone.
This one's had his heart ripped out and removed by the looks of it.
It's a she. It's a she, by the way. It's a female dark elf.
Definitely. Do you know somebody who's a female dark elf?
Yes.
She was famously the only one in the village. So.
If you ever thought she was heartless, she is now.
All right.
That's a shame. She was very helpful.
What did she help you do?
She unlocked a box for us and helped us get an arrowhead that Althea's got.
Who's got the arrowhead?
I do.
Good.
Althea is our ranger extraordinaire, so arrows and hunting are kind of her forte. So
Ranger, what did you think this creature was? What type of creature did you think it was? Sorry for asking all the questions, but I'm new here.
Yeah, no problem.
I think we're leaning towards the unnatural wolf as the culprit in these gruesome murders.
Yeah.
Is there
I concur.
At the door.
a
There's
wolf?
a knock at the door.
A wolf?
Knock at the door.
Yeah, there's a knock
I
at
turn
the door.
towards the door and head towards it.
Okay, you find Gwyll, Oswald's boy, standing outside in the freezing cold, shivering. Oh, Oswald told me to come and find you. Is there anything I can do to help?
Yes, go get Oswald. Go tell Oswald that she's dead.
Who's dead? Is it Zaylance is dead?
Whose house is it?
yeah, Zaylang's house.
Zaylance is dead? Oh my God. Oh God, another one. All right then, I'll run. He takes off.
It seems to be going at a faster pace. Like the closer we get to the solstice, the more this is going to happen.
Can I wander over and have a look at the workbenches or workbench and just see if there's anything of note on there? You mentioned that the pewter that was boiling, that had been spilt over. Can I go have a look at that? It seems odd to be working this late at night. I wonder what was going on there.
Right. Well, you're not sure when exactly, but in fact, you can make an investigation check.
Yeah.
Yeah, I may or may not have something for you.
Can I figure out from the angle of her body and everything what she might have been doing before she got to this point?
Yes, you can have a check on that. Okay, unfortunately for you, Valis, you can't tell, but what I can tell you is that she's got a forge, much like the blacksmith's forge, but it's a miniature version of it. And over here, you can see that's actually her fireplace, and then there's this is where the hot pewter was, and obviously there's some water there next to it,
Okay.
and a stove and what have you. But it's going cold, so in fact the fire's out, but the coals are still hot. So if this, you can maybe try and make an estimation of how long this has been since this actually happened, because all we know really is that she was found dead at about 5:30. That's about the time that the scream happened. It was about 5:30 a.m. Right. So this could have happened any time before that. You don't know.
Yeah.
Barry, Milford, I'm going to give you a quick check. Okay, what's this going to be? Perception, investigation. Where's investigation? There it is. +3.
Nice.
Oh,
Oh, so close.
no. Sadly, you can't discern anything much from where her body is, partly because her body's in sort of two main pieces. Like through the center, like the two parts are just barely hanging together by a bit of skin, and you can see the spine has been snapped.
When you say she's got a broken spine, is it broken up to the neck part?
No.
Like he attacked the neck first?
More like somewhere in her lower back has been cleaved from her hips.
Oh.
And so her upper torso and her lower torso and her hips are kind of separated, and it's just connected by skin and offal.
Guys, we're level 1. We are not ready to fight this thing. We are all going to die.
Spoken with a ring of confidence. Love it. All right. Now
we just need to be faster than the slow. Oh, shit.
I think it's faster than a lot of
I'm
them.
25 speed. I'm the slowest.
Oh, by the way, I should mention there are wolf footprints out there that won't be there much longer.
Maybe we should follow them.
Yeah, I think it's linked.
Before we go, I just want to do a quick investigation in the room and just see if there's anything silver laying around anywhere. After our luck with the arrowhead last night, I just wonder if Zaylath was playing with anything silver.
Yeah, the material that was spilled, for example. That's a good idea.
All right. Anything silver, you say?
Like the thing that was spilled from
Right.
the pewter, for example.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's pewter is a substance, so
Okay.
it's not that. No, you don't see anything silver actually.
Okay.
There's no, oddly enough.
Yeah, all good. Unless anyone else wants to do anything else in the room.
No, I think we should set off and see if we can follow these tracks.
Yeah, before they vanish. Yeah.
All right.
Let's roll.
Okay, so you go outside and you find the tracks fairly easily. In fact, you notice that the tracks, in fact, start off as bloody paw prints. And the reason you can see this now is not only because some of you have dark vision, but now the sun is actually beginning to come up, and there's a certain amount of, well, one of the two suns, because remember there are two suns in Sidarhael. And it casts this kind of purplish, hazy light across the ice, and you see the flecks of blood in the paw prints in the snow reflected. And you follow this for a while until the paw prints essentially run out into the snow, heading for the forest.
Now, from what you were telling me, it also hid to the forest before, right?
Yeah, the footprints disappeared into the forest last time we found them.
Same direction, guys?
Good question.
Pretty much. Yep. Yeah. Yes.
So we've got a choice. Do we either follow them in the same direction and hope that we can find something, or head back to town and can carry on investigating?
I think we should try to. Yeah. Are they're disappearing? Starting to disappear? Oh, okay.
That's not good. It was so loud it broke the speakers.
How far did it come from? I look around.
A long way, you think, but
Excuse me, may I ask if we can send your little friend out ahead?
I think that's a great idea. Zip. I'll send Lillian flying off in front, seeing if she can find anything.
All right, Lillian buzzes off. All right, she zooms off into the forest.
I hope nothing happens to her.
She's good. She's been through worse than this. She's been in the same room as me when I farted. If she can survive that, she can survive anything.
Ooh, in the outhouse.
Fair enough. That's an experience I just don't want to be there for.
You shared a room with me last night, friend. You've run that risk.
All right, fine. So, what are we going to do? We're going to follow these prints?
Yeah, I think we'll carry on wandering until we get feedback from Lillian.
Okay.
I'm on my guard, head on the swivel.
I've got my bow and that with me.
Yeah, I got my warhammer in one hand, shield in the other.
I have a walking stick.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with the walking stick.
Lillian zooms off into the forest in the direction of the wolf howl.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so you're just basically going to follow in the direct line that she went in?
Yeah, just for like 10, 15 minutes, see if she comes back and reports anything. If she doesn't, maybe we'll have to think of a different plan of action.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you follow off into the forest, and the sun is slowly coming up, the first sun, and you begin to see that there are actually still blood trails dripping into the forest as you go. Even some of it's through the snow, like snow's landed on top of it, but you guys are tracking. You're in tracking mode. So I will get whoever's got the highest tracking. Do you want to do like a group tracking roll?
Yeah, I mean the ranger, I think, should be the one doing it.
I do.
Althea, you're probably our go-to on that one.
Yeah.
All right, Althea, can you make a tracking roll for us? It's a survival check.
Can we assist if it's just Althea?
Yeah,
I'm trained in survival,
sense.
so I can
roll,
assist as well.
Roll with advantage. Althea. Okay. Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Okay. Very good. I will quit your sharing myself. See, I can remote control your share screen. Wahaha.
Nice.
Okay, so you follow off into the forest and you find a trail of blood. By essentially scouting back and forth a little bit, eventually you pick up on this trail and you follow it, and it ends in a clearing. And on the clearing is this big stone that's sitting there. It's just a huge boulder lying on its side, and it's smeared in blood. And Lillian comes zooming back to you through the trees from the left-hand side. And she's...
Hello?
Frantically, what, showing eating?
No.
Go the direction that she pointed in stealthily. I think at this point it's important to say we change pace and we start to sneak in the direction that she's gesturing.
And she points to a direction that shows you whatever was here has begun to track around back towards the town again.
Okay. So we think this might be its home or base of some sort. Looking around, do I see any evidence of there being people, dead or alive, here, specifically Erin Gilly, that we know is missing?
Okay, you can roll a check. Survival check? Investigation check.
Investigation.
Yeah.
16.
16. You don't see any particular evidence of anything much, but as you're looking around, suddenly you hear from behind you, and you turn around and there's a huge fucking moose.
A moose?
There's snow on its head.
Huh. With a what on its head?
And like a snow sitting in its horns. Like it's got these huge antlers and snow sitting on the antlers, and it's covered in ice. And it sort of just looks at you for a minute and goes...
Stop. Wait.
Turns around.
Calm. Friends.
Backs away and just walks off into the trees.
Wait.
Did it have any blood on it?
No.
So possibly not any wolves around then.
Yeah, good thinking. But just as it goes, I want to call out to the moose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'll say, the sword of the lady calls. Do you answer?
It starts trotting off into the forest.
Okay, guys, maybe that was just a moose.
Sometimes they just are.
Sometimes they're just meese.
Right.
It was a good try, though.
All right.
Yeah.
The sword of the lady calls. Nice. I like that. That was
Valid.
great.
I don't like it, Judge.
Embarrassed. Takes a step back.
Okay. So you're in this clearing. The moose is gone. There's still blood on the rocks. There's nobody here. There's wolf tracks leading back to the town. Lillian's in your hood again.
Yeah. I'm happy to follow the footsteps whenever you go. In fact, I'm just going to nip away for 2 seconds, but feel free to do
quick
things.
back to the town.
Back to the town? Okay. So everybody heads back to the town. All right. And you arrive at the town. Whereabouts in the town are you going to go?
It's daylight now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very early daylight. The you can feel that sort of yellow light coming across. Yeah. The second sun has begun to rise now as well. So it's, you've got two shadows.
Well, as long as there's no signs of rampant wolves running through the village, then I'd assume it's just a normal day for everybody. So I need my arrowhead attached or seated in place. So that would be my first stop.
Okay.
Yeah, I will do the last sacraments, whatever the normal thing is for.
Last rites.
Yeah, the last rites for the latest victim.
Okay, so.
I think it's I can do it's a ritual that I think I can do as a spell.
When you do that, where are you going to do that? Are you just going to go back to the?
There's a temple, and I will do it for all the bodies.
Okay.
There's the other bodies.
All right. Well, so specifically, you come into the town. Where do you go?
We need the Fletcher.
I can do the funeral rite. For the next 7 days, it can't become undead by any means short of a wish spell.
Okay. You have to get access to the temple first to do that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So you're going to approach the temple? So you go knocking on the front door of the temple? Is that what's going to happen?
How about we get the arrow sorted out first? Because I think we need to investigate the temple. They might know what's going on. So I think we need to have a proper look around in there, not just, do the odd blessing and what have you.
All right. Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Can anyone get a screenshot of this map easily?
Yeah, I can try.
That would be cool, because I want to knock it over in a second.
I don't know what the quality is going to be like, but
it doesn't matter.
I've got it. I can get it up on screen anytime you need it.
Oh, cool. Thank you very much. All right. So we have that. All right, so you're going to go to the Fletcher. Okay, and Fletcher's name is Victor. Funnily enough, his last name sounds a bit like one of your characters, Alfear, but it's spelled Alphear, Alfear. Victor Alfear. And so you arrive at the Fletchers, and this half-elf, who's currently, he's got this, what looks like a longbow, and he's stretching it over the back of his arm, and he's got it twisted around his leg to do this, and he's wrapping its string onto the top of it, the bowstring. And he looks up at you as you come in. Oh, one moment. How can I help you? I'm Victor Alfear.
Well met. I have some custom work I need done.
Custom work of what sort?
I have this, and I show him the arrowhead, that I need a shaft for.
Oh, let me see that. Takes it and gives it a look. All right then. Well, it shouldn't take long, and it shouldn't cost much. What kind of shaft are you looking for? Are you looking for a bolt or a longbow arrow, or?
Well, my longbow, obviously.
You have a longbow.
Something straight, something true.
All right then. Now we've got a choice between willow and oak, and he goes through a list of different types of wood and blah, 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 and you come to an agreement. And he agrees to do this job for 20 silver pieces, and it will take about 2 hours.
20 silver pieces, my God. But yes, that's fine.
Well, he says, I have to, he's got this technique that he's going to use to clamp it onto the end so that it's very solidly on there, and he's got to make a special kind of glue, you know, so it's going to take 2 hours to get all the things ready to do this.
And it's been a quiet winter and he needs to feed his kids. Yeah, I know. It's fine.
You know the story. Yeah. So, all right. So what are you going to stay here while he's doing this? Are you going to follow the others, or what are you guys going to do?
I think we should stay with him
Wanna
until
stay?
he's done.
It's 2 hours while he puts an arrowhead on. We could go to the temple in that time.
Yeah. Let's go back after we've gone to the temple.
I whisper to Althea, do we really want to leave him alone with what might be our only weapon? The last person we talked to is not looking so great today.
That was night time, so I wouldn't leave it with him overnight. Is there anything about him that strikes me as odd or
Don't worry about it.
makes me
I'll stay.
disgusting?
Don't worry about it. I'll stay.
You'll stay?
Yes, I'll stay.
I can always, if you want to come with us, I can always leave Lily here. And if anything bad happens, we're only a street away. Lily can dart to us and we can be here within a minute.
That's a plan.
If shit hits the fan.
Yeah,
Althea,
that-
you can roll an insight check.
From what you tell me, that wolf is pretty fast. By the time we got here, I bet it'd be gone. So I'll tell you what, I'll stay with the weapon, and you guys go and do what you got to do.
I'll leave Lily to
It's an
Barry.
8, wasn't it?
If anything happens, we've got a way to communicate.
Yeah, not very good.
Come and join you
Okay.
quickly.
Yeah, you can't tell. You don't get anything really from that. He seems like a bowyer. You see only things in there that give you the impression that he's is what he says he is, and yeah, his personality doesn't give away any other weirdness. Okay, so you guys are doing what? You're going to go to the temple? You're going to leave Lily in here?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go to the
Leave
temple
Lillian,
then.
and I think we all should go and have a look at the temple.
Okay. All right then, you head over to the temple.
Lily, be safe.
All right. Well, you get over to the temple, and as you get there, there's groups of people and coming and going in shifts as they prepare the outside and the inside of the temple. And as you get to the door, a lady greets you. She's wearing a green robe, and she's obviously quite cold, but she's carrying a bunch of a basket full of flowers, which are to go somewhere or another. And she looks up as you approach the temple. Good morning. How may I help you?
Good morning. We're looking for Father Dalagar. Is he around?
Father Delagar, I think he's busy right now. I can send him to you when he's finished. He'd be up
Yes,
in the rectory for a couple of hours, I think. So I'll go and find him and I'll leave him a message that you're here. Will you be in the tavern?
Can we not come in and wait and see the inside of your lovely temple?
She looks a little awkward for a moment. She looks around to see whether you notice him. Actually, everyone roll an insight check.
I'm back now for some reason.
You are back now. Your camera's obviously on the fritz. It's a bit like my camera too. I have to use an external USB camera now because my built-in cameras turned to shit. Okay, who's this?
Sorry,
Althea.
This is Valis. Okay, Valis, you don't notice Stick.
No, that was Althea's.
That was Althea's?
Althea's goes.
Yeah,
got a
Althea's rubbish.
6.
Can't see stuff that's right in front of her.
Oh,
Did you roll mine, please?
Yes, I will. Valis.
Am I up?
Yep.
I can't.
Sure.
Yeah, you're up.
I can't see the screen going. Sorry, what check is this? Is this insight or
Insight, yep.
10?
10, okay.
Okay, my turn. And
she looks like she's trying to pick up some sort of information off you by looking at your clothes or something.
do you see mine now?
Yep, I'm looking at Felnan.
Okay.
Insight. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Right, well, Felnan, it totally makes sense that you would pick this up because you're a cleric. And I'll roll.
And I'm a paranoid one.
And you're a paranoid cleric. All right, Felnan. Sorry, not Felnan. Brixton. Milford Brixton. Insight.
Yes.
You roll a 7 by the looks of it. Yep, straight 7. No, you don't realize what's going on. But Felnan, it's pretty clear that she's looking for some kind of holy symbol or something. She's trying to work out whether or not you guys are believers. You know, you can't just go around letting any non-believers into your temple. I mean, they might just go around trampling on all the stuff. They might, you know, this is a prepared sacred space. You understand, actually. It makes sense to you. You wouldn't let anybody just come into your temple if they didn't believe in your religion and they were part of your society, you know, your immediate group. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what you picked up. Okay.
I flash my symbol.
Flash your symbol. Oh my.
Yeah. In a cool way, you know, like the way the cops are just doing the flip with their.
Right.
Like I got something similar with my. With my symbol.
She says, "Oh, look, I'll tell you what. Look, I can't just let everybody in here right now because we're very busy and it's not very big. It's just a modest temple.
What
But
about
you could come in, sir. You seem to be a cleric or a holy man. Perhaps I can allow you to come in and just wait outside the rectory. Would that be all right with you?"
Yeah, that's all right.
All right. So
If there is anything, I will call you. And I look at the others when I say that.
all right. So you guys are going to wait outside the temple. All right. And you see as he goes in and he's let in, you can see there's these 2 pillars in the center of it's a square room with a circular hole, like a circular, how do you describe that? You know how that, like the floor dips down about a foot, like a step?
Yeah.
But it's circular. So there's a circle inside the square and there's 2 pillars in the center of that. Yeah. And around the pillars, there are these various vines and things. The place is decked out. Like it's like you're looking into the middle of summer in the middle of the winter. It's this weird sort of juxtaposition as you see through this door frame. And so Felnan steps into this other season as he steps through. And Felnan, you can make a religion check.
Okay, yeah, I will.
I will. Religion.
Yeah, I'm highly trained in it.
Yes.
I mean, I am trained, but I don't have a high intelligence, so. Oh, yes.
Yeah, nice.
19, 21. Fuck yeah.
23.
Okay. What you see, first of all, is that all of the various religious associations that you would typically make with all of the symbols and the statues and altars and what have you around the place. The banners, the banner of the east, the banner of the west are there. The pillars of various, the two opposing twin forces of light and dark are there. All of this kind of thing. That all makes sense. There doesn't seem to be anything too weird until you look around and you see there's one thing here that you wouldn't typically expect to see in this kind of a, it's not just urban, it's rural. It's like a rural pagan religion. And they have not just these classic gods that are part of the Dawn War pantheon, but there's a few extra gods as well. For example, there's even a small statue of Grumsh in one corner. And there's a Grumsh, the one-eyed orc god. It's a bit strange. That actually puts you a little bit kind of like, what the hell is he doing here? I wouldn't have him in my temple. And there's this, on the other side of the room, opposite Grumsh, is a small altar hidden behind another altar, which you're pretty sure you weren't supposed to really notice, but because your roll was so high, you see this little piece of black, like onyx, sitting up on a small shelf, like it's actually somebody's tried to hide it there, but it's there nonetheless. I don't know what the hell that is. But it seems like all the associations typically are wrong. You've got this construct that you had to learn during your religious studies, called the cube of space, which is where they associate different directions and different lines inside that physical three-dimensional cube with different gods and different archetypes. And this particular archetype is in the wrong place in the cube.
Yeah, I don't show that I've seen that, but okay. I just I look around casually. I try to look like not well, but that bothers me. It does bother me.
Okay. Well, come, please, sir, if you'd come here and just wait outside the door.
Yes, of course.
I'll just go up the stairs to the rectory and I'll find the father and I'll see if I can make an appointment to see him. So off she goes.
Do I notice anything on her, like indications of some sort of hidden religion, or like a mark that she's hiding, like up with the sleeves when she moves around? If it shows something like her upper arms or her neck or
you can make an insight check.
Or jewelry that were taken off or something.
Insight check. Insight check. Check your insight.
Insight.
Nope.
No.
Yeah,
well, still an 8.
Yeah, it wasn't a 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, she might not know. She might not know.
All right. Well, cutting a long story short, a lot of time passes. Like it gets on to getting to like 30 minutes have passed. And she comes back to you and she says, I'm afraid Father is very busy right now. He's in meditation. He won't be finished with his ceremonies and meditations until at least 11 o'clock. Perhaps it'd be best if you come back then.
All right, I'll come back.
All right. So meanwhile, you guys are outside. And you watch as this cart comes along, drawn by 4 horses, and it seems to have a whole bunch of stuff, including hay, strapped onto the back of this wooden wagon. We'll say it's pulled by oxen. What would be the most appropriate animals in the snow?
Moose.
Moose.
Muskox.
What is it?
Muskox.
A musk ox. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what that is, but we'll say that's what it is, because it sounds good. It sounds cool. All right. So there's 2 of those pulling this musk ox. Yeah.
Cool.
Pulling this wagon. Anyone feels like sharing a picture of one, that would be cool, but
yeah, we'll do.
Don't feel obligated. So these 2 muskox pulling this wagon, and there's a fellow with a hat pulled down over his head, and the sun's getting a bit higher in the sky now, and you can see sort of steam rising up off the snow and ice across the ground in front of you, and you hear the creaking of the wheels of this wagon as it comes into town from the south. Oh wow, yeah. That's pretty cool. Can you see that, Barry?
Yep.
Cool. So 2 of those, right? Nice.
Building.
Cool bananas. All right. So eventually Falman comes back out of the temple.
Well,
And
what luck did you have? Any luck at all, or would you rather talk about this somewhere else?
Me, so far nothing. But yeah, there's something. I mean, I'm coming out now because she said that that would take a while. So I exit the temple.
Okay.
So I will be coming back later. And I do my normal salute, you know, the sign.
All right. Yep.
All right. Yeah, I've noticed a couple of things in there that were actually kind of concerning, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
it doesn't seem like everything's normal.
no, this is not a normal. This is not a normal temple.
Okay,
So
I wonder if they're in cahoots.
Hmm?
I wonder if they're in cahoots or.
Yeah, it is.
Did
It
they,
is.
did they
It is
seem
possible.
to be hiding something, or?
Yeah, but what? So I describe what I have seen, and I explain to them the importance of it in terms of for religious, because maybe for them it doesn't actually mean much. But so I explain that basically it doesn't seem that it's whoever has set up the temple does not know what they're doing, so they're pretending to worship the normal gods, and instead they're following pagan gods. And there was a smaller altar that was actually hidden that I did not recognize, and I describe it in case anyone in the group has ever seen something like that.
Well, everyone can roll a religion check if they wish, based on the description.
Except me, because I already did.
Yeah, you've already done yours. I'll do yours, Barry. I'll go first.
Yep.
Religion. Where the hell is it? There it is. +1. Wow. Okay.
Nice.
Anybody else?
Not as good.
No. No, you don't get anything. Althea?
Not the religious thought.
No.
Mine was the 19.
Yours was a 19. Oh, nice. Okay. All right. So what you guys notice, Althea, well, I'm going to talk to Milford first. So Milford, what you remember when you last spoke to, because I did a prequel just with Barry yesterday, building up to this interjection of the story so that your stories would intersect. When you spoke to Milmore Glass yesterday, and he was telling you about, he wanted to know if there's anything they had about this black stone. And the minute that he says there's something about a black stone up on the secret altar, your ears prick up. Okay? Althea, you've heard some story of a black stone being related to a god named, oh God, it was in my head just 2 seconds ago. Maelor. The name Maelor comes to your head, but you can't quite remember what Maelor relates to, and you'd have to, some black stone, Maelor, some unconventional religion that in fact, you're not even sure it's a religion. In fact, the more you think about it, you're beginning to remember that it was kind of taboo.
So I mention it to my short clerical friend. He doesn't, not familiar with the name. Rings a bell.
Maelor?
Does it?
Isn't that the stone that the statue woman was looking for and it disappeared?
Statue woman?
Yeah, the one in the statue back there. The one with the sword.
Oh, right.
No, no idea.
Well, she was looking for, yes.
Yeah, she had a stone. She found a stone, and then she went to get some friends to back her up. She came back and it was disappeared. I forget her name now. Let me see.
The name was...
I suppose the name was Cillian.
No. The name was... Do you remember the ancient story that the lady told you on the balcony of her house while you were talking about the meat?
Yeah, that halfling paladin
That's the one.
who fought someone. There was a curse, and then she got cursed. I did not remember her talking about the statue.
Right. Well, she didn't talk about the statue. What she talked about was that she found a big black stone in the center of
the big black stone. She found the big black stone, and she went to get some assistance. She came back, and it was gone.
And the black stone was supposed to have called a name to her, but nobody knows.
Yeah, it called a name to her. It's like it wasn't any of ours. Does anybody remember that now? Cleric, you know a lot about it.
So yeah, that was the story that the lady on the balcony told you when you were asking about the meat and the silver under the doormat. It's on the video. You can go back and watch it.
Yeah.
I have to remind myself on that one.
Yep.
That's good there. Maylor.
Okay. So just quick time check. We have an hour and a half.
Yep.
We can always extend this out to a third session if we like, if we need to. But
without assuming where the story's going, I'm guessing we're leading up to the third night, and as we're only one night in, it seems like that might be the case.
Yep. Okay, so this is the second day. Righty ho. So what are you guys doing now?
So we are waiting for the Fletcher to finish, and we're waiting for our meeting with Father Dalagar.
Yeah.
I can't think of much else we need to do in the town. We can go grab a pint. But...
Did we ever find out where that lock was being installed, or was it made?
We've tied it back to the church, and we think Father Gallagher might know something about where they've.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, because Oswald said something about the temple having a request for a lock to be fixed.
Yeah.
Right.
That
so while you're standing,
I was thinking we needed to go and have a look at it then. And is there any sign that that there might be some fancy new lock or locking mechanism around the place?
You can't see one from the outside. It doesn't seem to be apparent from the outside of the temple. But if you walk around the whole temple, there's a high window on one side, on the northern side, where there's a small, what would you call it? Like a fake tower. It's designed to look like an ornamental tower on that side of the building, and that looks like it's a room like a window into a room up there. Maybe it's a study room or somebody's bedroom, or no idea what's in there. But it's a small high window. What was I going to say? Right. So while you're on the steps talking about all this stuff, you see the door actually opens to the temple, and a fellow steps out in a black robe with some jewelry and things around his neck, and he has a kind of a weathered looking face and blonde hair, and he comes down the stairs towards you. He has a book under one arm, and some pieces of paper, and he's got a satchel at one side. That's not Oswald. That's me clearing my throat.
Wearing black and coughing definitely sounds related.
Could be related. I'm going to say this guy looks a bit like actually, I'm not going to say who he looks like because that's too late now, isn't it? I've already built it up too much. He looks a bit like Rutger Hauer in his old age.
All right.
If you know who Rutger Hauer is. Okay. So
Lady Hawk.
Right, Lady Hawk, exactly. So he comes down the stairs and he nods to you and he says, were you people looking for me?
Well, that depends. Who are you?
I'm Father Dalagar. How may I help you?
Yes. Do you know anything about the Black Stone?
The Black Stone?
Yes.
What Black Stone?
When I say that, how does he react?
He sort of stops and observes you for a minute, and you get this feeling like he's peering into your soul.
Good. We heard that story about that halfling paladin founder
Yes.
of your town.
Yes.
And I was just curious. I like those stories of old legends.
Sharaba Lenford Dukai, her name was.
Mm.
Yes. Now, how's you had just come to ask about the Lord town? Is that why you're here?
Yes.
I think we should introduce ourselves and tell him what capacity we have.
I was going to say,
we're
because you-
investigating the murders or the deaths, and we would like to talk to him about them if he can spare the time.
So you are the Justice Warden sent from Bain Gate. Is that
Yes.
your capacity?
I thought everyone knew.
Well, I personally have been very busy, as you can see, with the preparations for the winter solstice. I've
Yes,
not had
but
much chance to leave the rectory myself and have been.
I just thought everyone would know that there was already an attempted murder on our person yesterday when, there was a fire. I thought maybe you would have heard about that.
I've not heard anything. As I say, I have been in prayer for days. He does look very tired.
How very dedicated. Might we pick your brain on a couple of things? Do you have time?
Yes, please do.
I'll bring out the book of the late Zealanth.
Do you mind if we walk and talk at the same time?
Yes, of course. I'll flick open the book that we found in George Gilly's place that we kind of narrowed down a bit more in Zealand with the blueprints of the locks. We were of the mind that you've had some custom work lately.
Yes, we have actually. Yes.
We were admiring it, and we wanted to investigate it slightly. We think it might be of great help in the.
We had a letter from the fellow. What would you call them? The other churches, the community of churches, whatever the word is for that. We had a letter from them asking us to install these locks. They suggested that all of the churches and temples in our area do such a thing. After a number of havens and communities have been attacked by gnolls in the west. You know what gnolls are, I hope.
Yes, hyenas, horrible laugh, walk on two legs.
Yes. The children of, what is his name? Yanigu or something. Yeah, some name like that.
So these locks look very, very unique. We've never seen ones like this before. Could we have a look at them? Are they installed?
Yes, it is installed. It is quite so. You'll have to wait till I come back. I just need to get a few things from the grocer here, or from the apothecary, actually.
Which god do you primarily serve?
Well, we do not primarily serve any one god. It all comes down to the.
Primarily serve Moradin.
Yes, well, that is understandable. You are a cleric of Martin, obviously.
Yes.
Whereas I am a cleric of, and he names the pantheon of the people of this nation and this place, which is
definitely not Maelor. Whatever, this isn't me saying it out loud. Just whatever he says, it isn't Maelor, is it?
Right. Typically, you wouldn't associate this pantheon with Maelor. And he says, I am a worshipper of the Dawn God pantheon.
Okay.
I'm not very familiar with them.
Really? How
yes.
odd. I thought everyone would be familiar with the Dawn Gods.
No, I know of them, but I'm not very familiar. I focus more on Moradin.
I see. Yes.
Well, he's the most important as far as I'm concerned, which means most of my studies were focused on him and all of the great thing he has done for everyone, and not the small contributions the others have actually done.
Well, he did forge your people, didn't he?
Well, yeah.
Yes, but
his greatest creation. Let's be honest here.
Very proud people, the dwarves of Banakaya. I understand. You'll forgive me. I must just pass through this door and talk to what is her name? Can you remember the GM asking what is her name? NPC's name.
One more question before he runs off.
Eldariel.
The young is it Erin? Was it?
Erin Gilly.
Yeah, young Erin Gilly. She's been missing for a while now. What do you know of her?
Erin Gilly. Well, she was a good girl, Erin. She would come to the temple very regularly with her father. It was a great loss, her father. He was a great blacksmith, and he was the man that built that forged the lock that we were discussing. I'm sure you know that by now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we do. But we're just concerned that no one's seen her for a while now. Have you seen her?
We have not seen her. Of course, if we had seen her, we would have immediately come to Oswald with that information.
Inside check.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that. How is he telling the truth?
Can I inside check him?
Yes, you can. Roll your insight.
Okay. Not 20. 24.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
You know when it's important.
Yeah, there's something funny going on.
Yeah.
You definitely detect some hint of a lie. Some deception is at hand.
At what point? When he was talking about how he doesn't know where she is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, something fishy going on here.
He said he was going to the apothecary, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Should we tail him for a bit? Whisper to the guest, should we tail him for a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I tell the rest of the group, once he's gone, I tell the group that he knows more than he's telling us about the girl.
So he steps into the apothecary's place. He leaves the door open. He says, "You can come in if you wish, and she'd like to look around if you've not been here before." And
We can look.
Go and have a look.
And he smiles to the elfin lady behind the counter, and she's busy putting lids on pots at the moment, and filling up stuff with various herbs and stuff, and crunching stuff on a mortar and pestle and so on, making a paste. And I'll need some of this, a little bit more of the cinnamon of that, blah, blah, blah. We're going to need that for the blah, and da, da, da. So he's discussing the various herbs and things that he's going to need for the religious ceremony and some components for that. Yeah.
We'll try and fit in the shop, walk around, have a look. Is there anything of interest on the shelf?
There's a number of different types of balms for cold weather. There's, because how you like lip balm, sort of analog equivalent thereof. There's various types of herbal teas. There's a number of different things for cooking. Is there
any meat on cooking?
No, there's no meat in here.
No meat? Okay.
No. And the proprietor looks over to you guys as you're standing there, and she's actually bald and quite androgynous, and she's an elf with very pale skin. Mm-hmm. And she says, "Can I help you?"
I'm good.
What was the name of the drow?
Zaylan.
Zaylan. Did you know Zaylan?
Yes, I did know Zaylan. What do you mean? Oh, she has passed.
Yeah, she's the latest one that has been killed. That's why we're here. What can you tell us about any of the victims? Did you know them?
I did know them. I knew all of them.
But did you know them well? This is what I mean, because obviously it's a small village, so you're in a small town. You pretty much knew everyone. There was someone.
Each of them will have come to me at one time or another.
When I say that, I keep an eye on the priest. When I say that she's dead, to see how he reacts to that. Does he seem like surprised, shocked, or he already knows?
He, at the moment,
I'm trying to ride my nat 20 as long as I can.
Right. he leans in and he sniffs a flower just as you say that. It's like a daisy on the end of the stem, and it's in a jar. He leans in and sniffs it just as you say that she's dead.
Poetic.
He doesn't react. Besides that, doesn't do anything. Like what?
You see this tiniest hint of a smile.
Hmm.
Oh, he's evil.
Yeah.
He seems unconcerned about the death of his neighbor. So
Yeah.
I don't like
Yeah.
him.
No. I'll go up to the shopkeeper and introduce myself. Valis, pleasure to meet you. Elf like myself, lovely to see a familiar face.
Eldariel Hoxaris.
Good name. Jot it down.
Eldariel Hoxaris.
I'm gonna slip outside,
Mhm.
and I saw where the priest's last footprint.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take it to memory.
Good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What was the size of the wolf footprint that I saw?
Quite big. Quite big. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's difficult to say. I mean, if this is all about lycanthropy, if he is a werewolf, then you wouldn't really be able to tell because there's a transformation involved. That being said, if he was in some kind of hybrid form, then you would probably get a better idea, to be fair.
Uh-huh.
So it does occur to you that if you had gone back to the house where Zaylanth was now, if you'd gone a little bit earlier before the snow fell, you might have been able to see whether there was a transformation.
Okay.
Okay. I go inside and I inform the guys that I want to go back to the scene of the crime. Last night's crime, that is.
Okay.
Yeah. So you lot do your thing and I'll just quickly go there and come back.
Okay, do a lap. Yep.
Mm.
All right. So meanwhile in the shop, what's going on?
I'm just waiting
Eldariel
for Father
Hoxaris.
Durgar or whatever to finish up doing. I want to have a look at this lock that he's got installed.
Okay.
Yeah. Same.
So he finishes purchasing his things and he hands over the money and he's very pleasant to Eldariel and she smiles and says thank you and takes it and gives him a brown basket of goods, which he takes. And then he leaves back out into the outside, and he pulls his cloak around him a little bit. He says, "Is there anything else I can help you with?" And he begins walking back to the temple.
Oh, I accompany him.
Okay.
No, we're just very, very fascinated to see these unusual locks that you have.
Well, they're not that unusual. It's just a large lock. There's nothing very special about it.
It's a bit of a hobby of mine is locks. So from the blueprints we saw, I've never seen one like it. So I'd really like to have a look at them, please.
Russell.
Are you a drow elf out there?
Russell. Sorry.
Who, me?
Yes.
No.
Out there. You're not. What
No.
kind of? What are you again?
I'm a wood elf, but I'm also
wood elf.
lying through my teeth at him, so it's okay.
Right. Okay.
Russell.
All right. Well, yes, Barry.
I'm sorry to bother everybody.
Okay.
Am I quick enough to realise they were going to go have a look at a lock?
Yeah,
Yes.
you know
Right, I spin round.
that.
Look for them straight away.
Okay. So you see them coming out of the apothecary.
Yeah.
You're about halfway back to Zaylanth's place.
Okay.
All right. And so you could all see each other. You're just about 100, not even 100 meters away, say 50 meters away from each other. All right.
I move as fast as I can to catch up.
Okay, so you go back to them. All right. And you're heading back to the temple. So you
I
get to
trail back and I whisper. I gesture to Lillian to come towards me.
Lillian's still not with us. She's still in the Fletcher.
yeah,
Okay,
that's true.
never mind.
That's
Okay,
true.
sorry.
There was a couple
Sorry.
of things I wanted to use her for during this, but I can't because I left her in the Fletcher place.
Okay, sorry. So I I slow down a bit, pretend to tie my shoe, and try to grab, because Althea is talking at the moment. I try to grab Valis's eye
Okay. Yeah.
while I'm tying my shoe, so he stays behind a bit, and then I let him know that I mentioned when I dropped the death of the drow.
Yeah.
The priest did not react at all. And he even had a small smile. So I tell you about that. So he knew, and it did not bother him at all.
That's quite a lot of information to sort of transfer whilst you're walking and doing it quietly.
Well, I'm pretend tying my shoe.
I already had a funny feeling on this guy, so I think if you started to suggest something like that, I'd probably tell you to
back to more.
And I know, friend, I'm with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keeping both eyes open.
Right. So he clearly understands. He just clearly gets the gist of it, and you don't have to. Otherwise, I was going to have to make you make a deception check.
Oh, I would be absolutely epic on that.
Sure, I'm sure.
Okay, I'm a very charismatic dwarf.
You are. You get back to the church, and he starts going up the stairs. So I suppose you want to see this lock then?
Very much.
All right. Well, it's right here, and he opens the doors up. He says, "You'll have to excuse us," he says to the priestesses. "These justice wardens from Vane Gate have come, and they wish to see our lock." And so he lets you guys come in, and all of the priestesses kind of just stop what they're doing and look up and watch for a moment.
I take particular interest in it.
Okay. So everybody comes inside the church, inside the temple?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Do I have a strange feeling from that, by the way, from that temple, like in terms of consecration, or is it like blessed ground or something like that?
What powers would you use to obtain this information?
I'm a male dwarf. No.
No,
I don't have a spell for that.
You've already had your religion check.
Yeah, but I do not believe. Yeah, no. Divine domain, no. No.
Well, you get back to me if you can figure out something that you can.
No, I don't have anything for that.
While he's running through his list of possible ways of figuring that out, I really want to know how this remote locking works. Whether it's locked from the inside or from the outside. Is it locking something in or locking something out?
All right. First of all, clearly the lock is huge, and it's to lock these massive doors closed. So the door that you just came through is a door that's inset into the actual door, right? So it's like a big door with a little door inset into it, and the lock is a massive, huge thing about 3 feet wide that has bolts that run through it across the entire back of the door, 2 massive bolts. And there's a mechanism in the center of this lock for the tube that goes down to the floor, and it connects with the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And
that looks like the rod that would activate the lock.
You can make an investigation check.
Can I also investigate this lock as well?
Yep. Yep. I'm going to roll your investigation check separately off screen, Barry.
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh, I thought it stopped sooner.
Okay, Barry, you got an 11. And what did you get? Althea?
You're muted. Sorry.
I was about to say probably about the same or less.
Okay. You really don't know. It could just be that it locks into the floor, like it's got some sort of bolt that goes into the floor.
We've seen on the plans and from them making, there was some sort of bar that our drow friends seemed to think that it was a remote locking system.
Do you say that, or are you just speculating?
I think that's what she said, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Does it look like a remote locking system to me?
You've never seen a remote locking system, so you wouldn't know.
Okay.
even though you have defied many a locking mechanism in your time.
After looking at the map, at the plans and so on, does it remotely look like that?
Does it remotely look like a remote locking system? Yes, it does.
I mean, like
that.
the plan that we
It
have
could easily,
seen.
it could easily be. It could easily be. You just can't be sure because you don't know where the remote lock is.
What are you looking at? What do you got there?
Well, it's supposed to be locked from a distance. Where would you lock it from?
Give me a look at the thing. Give me a look at the plan.
Valis, I think, was it you, Althea, or Valis?
Valis has the plans. While he's showing Milford the plans, I say to Father Duggar, I want to see it working. Show me how it locks.
Oh, very well then. He goes up to the door and he turns the wheel and you see the thing slide across and go.
Is it from a distance or is he right next to it?
He's standing right next to the door. That's yeah.
This bar that goes into the floor, did it move?
You couldn't see because there's a tube.
Oh, sorry, this tube.
Yeah.
I ask him, what does the tube do?
No, I couldn't tell you what that tube does. It's part of the lock, I suppose. It's just what he installed.
After seeing the plans for it, does it give me any insight into the mechanism itself that I didn't have before?
You think that it's, there's some sort of remote mechanism. You can't see anything further than what these guys. Basically, at this point, the father is not telling you something. Obviously,
Yeah.
Obviously, it's remote locked from somewhere else, and obviously, he's not giving you the information willingly.
The lock, when from the plans, it's locked from a distance.
Yeah.
When I look in the direction of where that tube would be, do I see where that would?
It goes into the floor.
So it would be locked from. So that would probably lock something that's underneath. Can you show us your cave, the underground, please?
Is there a crypt?
I'm sorry. I'm not. Unfortunately, that's not something that's possible. There is a crypt.
Yes. So I show the
Undercroft has been sealed for centuries. I can't.
Justice Warden. I show the Justice Warden.
Yeah, time to pull a badge on him.
Yeah.
Says, you are in the domain of the gods here. This is
Yes. Yes.
Piece of paper has no jurisdiction.
I flash my symbol of Moradin. Yes. And your temple is still within the town that is still under the authority of the crown here.
He denies that. He says, I'm afraid that's not true, strictly speaking, under the law. As a licensed temple of the Dawn gods, we have our own jurisdiction. You cannot bring your
I go towards the little hidden altar.
Okay.
And I expose it. I'm pretty sure this means that no, you're not.
He smiles. I see.
So lead us to the crypt. Thank you very much.
I'm afraid I'm not going to be opening any crypts anytime. Besides, I'm not strong enough.
While they're having this conversation, I'm going to slip away.
All right.
Looking for the crypt.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to stop right there. I would not take another step.
Out of interest, how many people are in this room at the moment? If shit's really going south.
About 10 people.
10 people. Okay.
Mostly teenagers. A couple of adults. 2 men and 2 women.
All right. I think
you guys really want to do this? Do you really want to go see the crypts now?
As you said, it's time to bring out the big guns. I use thaumaturgy, and my voice booms up to 3 times as loud as normal, and I say loudly, "Everyone exits this room, exits the temple now."
Okay, and as you do that, everybody sort of freaks out. I mean, except for the priest, actually. And at that point, you hear a scream outside.
Okay.
And then you hear a commotion outside.
Yeah.
I'll head out to the front.
I keep an eye on the priest.
All right. As you go
Let's have a
outside,
look outside.
Alice and Althea, you literally see two kids on the street laying down, not actually laying down, they're like trying to get back up to their feet, and their parents are rushing towards them to help them. There's blood gushing out onto the snow, and there is a wolf bounding off down the street.
How far away?
100 meters. No, maybe 50 meters.
50 meters. What's that in feet?
150.
150. Okay.
Yeah. 3 feet to the meter, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely nothing I can do from here. We could try and give chase.
That's in bow range.
Do it.
Yeah, right.
All right, Althea, you're going to take a shot? All right.
Loose the shot.
All right, give me a roll. It's a disadvantage because of the distance. Although I said 50 feet, so it's just inside of that distance. You get one shot with disadvantage, or one shot without disadvantage, and then if you want to take another shot,
It's 150 feet, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, 150 feet, right? It is a disadvantage. It's just inside long range.
Yeah.
Quite. Yeah. Okay.
So normal roll.
Normal roll.
Nice.
Oh,
yes. That could
Wow.
change things.
All right. So roll your dice and double it, or double dice.
Hang on, is it already? Yeah, it's a critical
critical
hit.
hit. Oh, awesome.
critical
That's
hit.
so cool.
Nice.
Does it automatically?
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
have a
if you do
critical hit,
critical,
it does
it's
the
good.
calculation for you. That's awesome.
Oh wow!
That's mega. That's so good.
Wow. Okay. Well, that is very interesting.
What a hit. Good job.
That is
Nice.
very interesting. 1 second.
We'll obviously be running after it as this arrow is getting fired.
Right.
I'm staying inside.
You're staying
Keep an
inside?
eye on the priest. I'm keeping an eye on the priest.
I'll be running full pelt.
So you're heading on after it. All right. Please hold on a second. I have to look something up very quickly.
Yep, no rush. All good.
Just between the players, I think the priest was giving orders to the wolf, like a familiar or pet or something,
Yeah, good
to
call.
create a distraction. That's maybe to the players.
You
Falnon has no way of communicating that to you.
you staying with the priest was clever.
Yeah.
Because we don't want him to go. I felt like he was trying to give us the slip with going to the shop anyway.
Nice shot, Althea, by the way.
Yeah, that was awesome.
You can do it when it matters.
Yeah. Literally the first combat roll of the entire thing.
Oh,
Yeah, everything is gonna
okay.
be everything's gonna be 1 and 2s from there.
You
Don't
hit
say
the
that.
wolf, and the wolf just goes down. And you begin to see something weird happen to the wolf.
Right.
It begins to transform. And it transforms into a dead body of a girl.
Young girl?
Yep.
Young girl. When I get to it, a young girl that looks like Abigail?
Nope.
My guess would it be Erin,
Well,
not knowing what she looks like, of course.
Yep.
I imagine you got a description of her, right?
Uh,
Though you didn't actually, because I don't remember you getting one. But
No, I don't think we did. Well,
but I'm sure somebody in the crowd will recognise her.
right,
Yeah,
somebody
just-
recognizes her
George
pretty
Gilly.
much straight off the bat, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's Erin!"
oh, it is Erin.
It is Erin, and she is dead.
Dead.
She's dead, wrapped in plastic.
Is she
Whoops.
is she so we can tell her that her father's dead now. Good. That's one quest done.
Tick.
Is she wearing clothes?
Is she wearing clothes? Yeah, she's wearing clothes.
I want to investigate her body for clothes, but obviously I don't need to do that if she's not wearing anything, because I feel like even though she's dead, that's inappropriate.
Right.
They-
What's
the
the rules
wolves,
with werewolves in D&D? I can't remember the exact rule.
I think it's similar to druidic transformation, where if they're wearing clothes and weapons, then it's the same.
It transfers with you, right?
Yeah.
So she
Yeah,
is.
I
wearing
think
clothes.
it's the alternate form or the hybrid form is the one that is more problematic.
Yeah, because then you're wearing the same stuff that you had on before.
Yeah, some of it anyway.
All right. So she's not naked. She's just wearing simple clothes. Yeah, but you do notice. Okay, so you're investigating the body, right?
Yes.
Right. So you notice that she has a necklace with a small black stone around the neck.
Oh, interesting. I will tell you what. I'm going to bring the body back to the temple, lift the body back and bring it. But I'm going to try and pocket that necklace.
Okay. So you're going to make a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand check. Okay.
And if he fails, I'll give it a go.
I don't think I failed.
Ooh. No, it didn't
24.
fail.
No, it didn't fail. He did very
Nice.
successfully pocket the stone.
Black stone necklace. Well, I know you mentioned that you were going to work on the pacing. Just to let you know, pacing on this episode's bang on. So good job.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you. I haven't had a lot
I
of
mean-
practice like this. I've been a bit rusty.
I mean,
so-
it is an it is an investigation and a murder mystery type. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you go back to the church, you've got the body, and as you come up the stairs, Father Delagar steps out and he looks at you like, what have you done?
I follow him.
What have you done to this child?
This child or wolf?
What wolf? This is a child. Look at her.
Looking out into the street, do I see
Father,
village?
she wasn't a child a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? This is clearly a child. And he tries to take her off you.
I'll keep hold of her and I'll look behind my shoulders. I just want to see if there's villagers around me, and if there is, I want to call out to them.
They're gathering.
Was this a child? You saw this. These children that are bleeding. Were they attacked by a child?
Father Delagar looks over at them and he says, there was no wolf. And he stares at them and they kind of look at him like, they
How
don't
do
know
you
what to
know
say.
How do you know there was no wolf?
Well,
You
didn't
were
mention a
inside.
wolf.
Alice, make a charisma check, please.
You were
Charisma.
inside,
Hmm.
Father. How do you know what was or wasn't there?
Am I addressing the people that are like close
Yeah.
around us, that are forming
Yeah.
a group?
Basically,
In
what's
which-
going to happen is you're making a charisma check against Father Delagar's charisma check.
Yeah.
It's a contested role, and that's whoever gets the best charisma check is who they're going to believe.
Okay. If that's the case, I would use a Fey skill as I'm addressing them. I would use Fey Presence, which is a wisdom
Nice.
check, which will try and make everyone within 10 feet of me charmed to my presence. So I'm trying to get them on side.
Well, you have to. Okay,
I can just do a straight charisma if you want, if that's
do
easier.
a charisma check first, and then
Okay.
see whether or not that fails. Because if it
Okay,
fails,
okay.
then we can contest it a little bit more.
Okay. That is a 11.
Okay, and he gets a 20. So they're like
Wow. Okay.
he's the head of their community, spiritually speaking. They believe him. You know, whatever he says he's never lied to them in their whole lives. Why would he be lying about this? You know, who are these strangers? In fact, he says this. Who are these strangers to come here and tell us this was a wolf? This was clearly Gilly. What was her name? Gilly blah.
Aaron.
Oh,
Aaron
Aaron Gilly. This was clearly Aaron Gilly. See her now. Look at her face. They shot her in cold blood on the street.
How dare you
Everyone's
speak
like,
of faces? You lie to these villagers. You lie to their faces every day.
Lie to them. What are you speaking of? You
While this is going
clearly
on,
frustrated. Yeah.
Looking around, do I see a lot of? I look at the necks. Oh no, I don't know about the necklace with the black stone. I don't know about
No.
that. Sorry, never mind.
That's right.
Yes, Barry, you were saying something. Sorry.
I'm once again, while they're busy, gonna slip away.
All right. Where do you go?
I'm looking for that place I was looking for originally
Oh,
before
right,
he stopped me.
Back to the back to Zalant's house.
Yeah, yeah.
where
And if
where
I
this-
can find that stone as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you go back to Zalant's house and you look around there. I'll roll you a quick check.
No, I'm going down into the catacombs.
Into the catacombs. Oh,
The crypts and
He's
the
looking
Okay.
for the crypt.
all right. So you go around, wandering around the church, and you can't find anything that goes down. There's no stairs that go down.
Valis, your screen is still shared, by the way.
There is a step. There is a door that goes out into the courtyard, out the back of the church, into the snowy courtyard. There's a statue there. It's a statue of Coralon the Rathian.
Look, go to the statue
Uh-huh.
and see if it has anything that turns, twists, or otherwise
One moment, please.
that might open a secret opening.
Okay. Hang on. Bring that up first. This. Oh dear. Okay, you can't find anything anywhere. You're looking around. You search the backyard. You search the hallway. You search the kitchen. There's not much of a kitchen. You don't go upstairs though. So, but obviously you're looking for something that goes downstairs. So you're not going to find anything.
Now, I go to the statue itself.
Yeah, that was including the statue.
Okay, all right. There was nothing at all.
Not that you could find.
Look for prints of somebody being near the statue or something like that.
All right, we'll roll you we'll give you a survival check for this one, because this is more of a kind of a tracking thing. Oh, well, you do find prints around the statue. I mean, they look like old prints. You wipe the snow away, and underneath the snow are layers of other frozen snow, and you find that there are footprints frozen into the ice around the statue. There's big footprints that match Father Dalagar's footprints, and there's smaller footprints that you would say are about the size of the girl's footprints. You also find wolf prints.
Okay, where do they lead to?
They lead to and from the back door to the church, to the temple.
To and from the back doors of the temple. Where to and from? To and from. So I follow the from footprints.
Yeah, well, they just lead back to the temple.
Yeah.
Yeah, back through the back end of it, just where you just come from.
And the two lead to?
They both lead to the same place, to and
Yeah.
from the back door of the temple.
Go back in again.
Mhm.
Look for secret doors and stuff in there.
Okay. Ooh, wow. All right. You're fucking around in the kitchen when you hit a panel, and you find that behind this bench, you can actually move the bench away, and there is a slidey door behind the kitchen bench.
Okay.
Mhm.
Have a look in.
Right. So you're with him, Valis?
No, I'm guessing we're still outside the temple at the minute.
I think
Okay.
we're still outside, sort of
Yeah.
keeping the peace.
Yeah.
Okay, so Milford,
Yeah.
you look inside? Okay, you look inside and you find a bag, which is about yay big, and it's just basically a little compartment. And you find various things that various people over a various amount of time have hidden in here, from each other mostly. Mostly personal items, a few pieces of silver. You find a piece of paper with a sketch on it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a picture of Aaron, actually.
Okay.
Yep.
Something that a man obsessed with a child would do?
Oh, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If I while Milford's doing this, if I spot Milford doing this sort of tracking as we're having this discussion, you mentioned that there were wolf prints going around to the back of the temple.
Yeah,
could I try and draw the attention of the villagers or of Father Dalagar to the wolf prints and use it as a piece of evidence against him?
Well, the problem is that the back of the temple is kind of walled off inside of a courtyard.
Okay.
And you're at the front of the temple, so it's like if you imagine a building, you guys at the front door of this building, and the back door leads out into a walled-off courtyard, and the wolf prints and the statue are in that walled-off courtyard.
Yeah.
I try to use my authority as a cleric and acolyte to help Valis whenever he's doing those attempts at convincing people. I try to help him, provide help to him for all of that.
What are you doing during this whole process out there?
Trying not to be blamed for killing a little girl.
Too late, bro.
Well, fingers are being pointed. So yeah, Father Dalagar he's standing there with. He tries to take the girl off your hands. Do you let him or?
No.
Okay.
No, I keep hold of her. I want him out the front.
He's not having her.
No, I might eventually, but I want him to admit in front of this crowd what's happened. I can't have them.
Dalagar says, "People, we must dispose of these heathens. We cannot have them in our town. They must be exiled at once. Make it known what has happened here. Run, tell your families." And people begin to run off.
Okay.
Across the town.
I try to shove him back into the temple.
Oh, you're physically going to shove him into the temple? Okay, so you're going to make a grapple?
Yeah.
Okay, so initiative.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
All right, you catch him by surprise, pretty much. Right, so that's a strength check, right?
Okay. Athletics or strength?
It's
same
strength.
thing anyway. I'm not trained.
It's a contested strength.
Oh,
wow.
yeah!
God, you are
Right.
a beast.
You grab him and you just go shoving him back through the door into the temple. All right, and you push him up against a pillar. Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah, and then I say to the rest of the group, just close the door.
I closed the door.
If you're in that temple, why don't you try and grab that black stone while you're in there?
Yeah, good shout.
One of the priestesses manages to get inside the door before you close it, and she says, "You can't do this to Father Dalagar. This is you heathens. What are you doing?
You're calling me a heathen?
You
I
do
make
not
my
worship our
eyes-
gods."
I make my eyes glow as long as my powers are true. It means
That's-
my God has not forsaken me.
Father Dalagar says, "Don't believe him. It's sorcery. He's only pretending to be what he says he is."
Oh, then maybe they should
I'm gonna
start
sacred flame
believing
his
in
ass.
this.
I'm gonna sacred flame his ass. See what's going on.
Oh, okay. Really?
Do I hear them?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Milford, what was the question? Do you hear them?
Do I hear their noise they're making and stuff?
Where are you? You're in the kitchen, right? So you hear them come pouring through the door and slam the door, right? And there's all this shouting going on the other side of the wall from the kitchen.
Hey guys, we got stuff over here.
Yep, in.
Grab the stuff, we'll bring it with us.
Yeah.
What are you
Okay.
ransacking our temple now? You're going to go through all of our private possessions? Look at our private places?
What?
This altar, and I point at the one that I pointed earlier, to
What of
that
it?
was not. This is Melor. This is not a normal practice in a temple of this place, and you know it.
What of it? We are not allowed to worship our own deities in our own place. Malor has a sacred place here. Malor founded this place.
I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm saying you're hiding it. Plus,
Yes, we hide it. Do you know why we hide it? Because fools like you will draw the wrong conclusions.
I'm not drawing any conclusion. You're trying to get us kicked out. that your friend the locksmith was killed and you
Let go
knew
of
she
me.
was
Let
dead.
go of me. Stop it.
You knew she was dead. Why?
What
How?
do you mean, why and how?
How did
Knew
you
she
know
was
she
dead?
was dead?
Who?
The
Who was
locksmith.
dead? What of the locksmith? She's dead?
I said so in the shop earlier and you smiled. You heard me say it.
While this is
Smile?
happening, I'd
If
like
I
to
smiled, I smiled at my own inner thoughts. I smiled at the fact that we had these great heroes in our town here to save us from whatever evil is devastating our people. I was not smiling at her death. Don't be preposterous.
You're pretending that you didn't hear me say it. I was loud enough. I'm a loud person.
That's true. That's the one true thing you've said.
I haven't lied to this day. I haven't lied.
What's everybody doing?
Right.
I'm trying to keep him busy as well.
I'll bring all the stuff that I've found into the main thing. And by the way, there's also some footsteps, and one of them is yours, along with the wolf and the girl together.
So what? There's my footsteps outside my temple? How surprising is that? How very
And you
unusual.
like to spend time with the wolf, do you?
I spent time with the statue.
With a wolf.
How can you
footprints are
seem to believe
alongside
that
a
I am
wolf.
spending time with a wolf? How preposterous and ridiculous. What are these ridiculous accusations?
I've got the proof
Let go
outside.
of me. This is my temple. How dare you?
I take one of the silver coins from my pouch, and I try to press it against his hand, see if anything happens.
Phallus, you can hear this at the door.
Yeah, I come over and open it and do a very hello. Oh, what's up? We're a bit busy here.
It's Lillian.
And does she look worried?
Yes.
Like something's happening to the Fletcher?
Not that something's happening to the Fletcher. She's just like.
She's concerned. Yeah, shit's gone down. Join us.
What are you doing now?
What is this? You have Faye in my temple now?
I'll send Lily off. I'll say, go get Oswald, and I'll send her off. I think we need the powers that be here.
All right. All right.
We need what authority there is in this town to be around for this conversation.
All right. So
that'll probably take a minute.
That will take a minute. Yeah.
What's my understanding of Maelor in terms of is it a cult? Is it an allowed religion?
It's certainly a cult. It's not a mainstream religion. It's definitely has a lot of taboo related to it. It's basically the only thing you really know about it is it's kind of an evil cult. You yourself said you don't know too much about the other Dawn gods, so you don't know too much about Maelor either, because you focused exclusively on Moradin.
Yeah,
you're over specialized.
All right, idea, guys. Do we reckon we could get that lock working in our favor?
Lock ourselves in.
Or lock him in.
The lock is
doesn't go anywhere.
He worked the action from the inside previously, so we couldn't lock him.
That lock can be automatically used from another place.
Yeah, from underneath.
Yeah, but we don't know how. So
we could keep it guard. I guess we got a while to wait.
Yeah.
Are you going to let us finish our festivities, or are you going to festoon me in here by myself?
I'm going to go upstairs.
You were trying to get us lynched, priest.
I'm going to go
I
upstairs.
have no alternative. Your actions
Yes, you do.
are
You tell us.
unacceptable.
You tell us the truth.
You've just slain a little girl.
Who had just attacked in a wolf shape? Had attacked.
I saw no
children.
such thing. That is ridiculous.
Of course, you were inside. You didn't see it.
How could she?
What
where-
did you see, Althea and Valis? Because priest, you were inside. They went outside. Tell us what you saw. You did not see anything, priest. You were inside with me. How can you say what was and wasn't? You
so
were
now you blame me
inside.
nonetheless. I see nothing. I did nothing, but you're holding me hostage here.
You were trying to turn the crowd against us, even though you
Yes.
saw nothing.
Yes, because you speak ill of that small young child.
Valis, Althea, what did you see?
You mean the one you keep a picture of?
What picture?
This picture.
I've never seen that picture in my life. He spits.
Well, it
Is he
was
lying?
in the kitchen.
You do an insight check.
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Sorry, I was keeping my. Crap. There we go. Sorry.
16. You think he's not lying, actually.
How well do you know the nun or the assistant that came in? Is she still around here?
How well do I know her? I've known her whole life.
Is she
I
still
was there
here
when she
around?
was born.
I look around.
She's still around. Yep, she's here. She's standing in the corner by the door, praying.
If this picture is not yours,
fact,
then
she's
whose
only-
is it?
You say that to him?
Yeah.
It could be any of the priestesses or priests who work here that come through here. Any member of the township. Every festival, we have a different crew.
And that doesn't concern you that some of your acolytes have that kind of thing with them?
It was hidden in a secret room.
Now, have you considered for one moment that perhaps they simply kept a picture of their dear friend who's gone missing?
Hidden in a secret room. Yes, a lot of people do that.
Guilty people.
Yeah.
Well, there's no arguing with you. You've already made up your mind.
No, we haven't. That's why you're still breathing. We are here to find the truth. I am not trying to threaten you. I'm trying to have you to stand down and to work with us.
You have no jurisdiction here.
We do.
I think we do. I think we've all got paper that says we do.
Not in this building, you do not.
Okay, so
Your building could be infected, priest.
Infected?
Yes. You could have an enemy right in your midst and you wouldn't know it.
I personally consecrate and cleanse
You didn't
this
even
place.
know about this picture, did you?
What other stupid picture? It's nothing.
You didn't know about the secret place it was hidden in?
Listen, my friend, have you never kept secrets from your mother or your family?
I didn't hide them the way you hide them.
How do you know I hid them?
He didn't know about the picture.
That is my point. That is my point.
I never had any secret from my mother.
Well, you're a dwarf.
We're here to do a job. If
So
you
what?
really want to help us do that job, I suggest that you...
I'll be
speak
honest
their
with you, my
eyes.
friends. I take my religion very seriously. It is the core part of my life. It is more important to me than your little investigation, which honestly can wait until the solstice is done. It's more important to me that the solstice is properly prepared for and properly undertaken. We do not wish to anger the gods here. Out in this forsaken plain, we cannot risk it.
What
4
about the
people died.
that are dying?
4 people died already. 2 children were attacked outside. Someone tried to burn us alive yesterday.
the solstice will come and go with or without your help. It seems like everyone has everything in hand here. I don't think you'll be missed. I think you'll be taken into custody by us. And I suggest that we take him out of his domain where he seems to think that he's got all the power.
I'm not leaving here. I'm not leaving here. Are you still holding him?
Yeah.
I will cast sleep.
Nice!
Ooh.
All right. Well, that's a really interesting thing. Let's see what happens.
I'm I'm essentially thinking we can carry on, but he's right. We don't have any evidence against this guy. I think we need to lock him up, keep him in custody and away from anything else. And then when we've got more solid evidence that we can go to Oswald with, close this off.
Yeah.
And while I'm doing that, I'll just see how sleep
I
works.
say to Althea, keep an eye on the priestess.
Okay.
I'll go upstairs while he's asleep.
He's not asleep yet.
Oh, not asleep yet. Okay. Well, as soon
Yeah,
as you
sleep
Only
makes,
lasts for 1 minute.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's, but it
Really?
will be easier. Yeah, but at the same time, it's a number of hit points. So
Yeah, so I've got to roll 5d8, and if the hit points are more than his total hit points, then he falls asleep.
Right.
And that's long enough to wrap him in a rope and sling him over
Yeah.
our shoulder.
I
That's
sing
true.
him a lullaby to give him advantage on his dice roll.
You're a bard now.
And
All
my
right.
character says to you, you call that singing?
Ouch.
Okay, was that your roll? That wasn't your roll. I'm seeing a 16.
That was my roll. Not amazing. 16.
16. Okay.
If his hit points are more than that, then nothing happens. Although
nothing happens.
nothing happens.
No. He's just
Shit.
smiles.
Oh shit. Oh, the
Alright.
dude's
Well,
got health.
there was-
Fuck.
There was an easy way. We tried that. Now I reckon it's Fat Man's way. Shall we take him out the other way?
You notice that when you cast sleep on him, he seems to recognize you're trying to do something, and he actually snarls at you for a moment. You see,
Okay.
you see this little
Miles?
little twitch in his
Yeah.
the shape of his lip rises very slightly.
Well, we're not leaving this guy to roam free. Definitely not.
I want to go and get my silver arrow now, please.
I'm going to wander back to the Fletcher.
So you're going to go? You're going to leave?
I'm thinking that it's going to be quite difficult to drag him out. I kind of want to see what he does. So I think we take what we have, which is a body, and if we can grab that black stone and leave him and see what he does.
Yeah. Okay. I can leave Lily to patrol the church, and if there's any movement of people or animals leaving, I can get her to alert us.
All right.
I let go of him and I say, all right. Your faith is yours. I am not trying to tell you not to worship your God. This is not what I'm here for. And I respect your faith. And what I want you to understand is we are worried for all of the death that this town has already suffered.
Rightly so.
And we want to help.
As do I, in the proper time, at the proper place.
How many more people are going to die?
This is not my concern. That's why you're here.
And you're preventing us from doing our job.
How am I preventing you from doing your job?
By turning the villages on us.
I
Duh.
was simply defending myself. And honestly, defending them from you. Your persecution has no bounds. You have no investment in this town. I have known every one of these people since they were children. You've just walked in here.
All of
You're
them?
looking
How old
for-
are you?
He's 50, 60, something like that.
All of them as children?
Many of
Russell?
them, at least.
We don't need a friend in this man. We should head on.
I'm going to go investigate that statue again. There must be something I missed.
Okay, so you're walking back to the statue.
Yeah.
Are you by yourself, or is anybody going with him, or are you all staying with Father
I go with Milford.
Right. All right.
Yeah,
I
I think
tell you-
we should all move off.
Yeah.
What's your character's name again?
Falman,
Falnan.
Fallon.
close
I
enough.
looked around here and this is what I found. I showed him the tracks.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, but I have a feeling I missed something and the statue might be a way to get into the catacombs.
Okay, I help Milford because I'm not very good at those kind of things myself. So I try to give him a fresh perspective
All right.
Okay.
All right. So you can roll again with advantage this time, Barry. I'll whack that up for you in just a moment.
Yeah.
Why do I have mending? I need guidance. Darn it. I need freaking guidance.
Right.
A cleric without guidance. What the hell?
What is this nonsense, eh? Okay, so yeah, you get this new perspective and you realize, let me just try something. Now you need to make a strength check to try and move the statue.
Can I help because I'm with him at that moment?
Yes, you can. So you can.
Can you give me a hand, please?
All right.
Yeah,
so
of course.
now we're going to do this with advantage.
Yeah,
Okay, never mind. You guys managed to move the statue, and it begins to go.
I knew it.
And there is indeed a set of stairs that goes down into the darkness. And that probably is a good place to finish it, actually. Because
Yeah.
if we go on any further, we're going to get into a whole new level of pain.
Yeah, he's gonna be super. He's gonna be super pissed at us because he didn't want us to go down there.
Yeah. Should not have used that spell slot.
Right.
That was a good idea, honestly. At least we know the guy has more than 16 hit points.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Which, for a level 1 adventure, this is not a good thing.
Yeah. And considering
Right.
you had already hurt him at that point as well.
Oh, I didn't punch him or anything, actually. That was just grapple.
Well,
Oh,
the
the
way,
grapple.
just out of game and sort of metagaming for a moment, I'm looking at it from the point of view that this is supposed to be a one-shot, right? These characters are supposed to be disposable.
Okay.
Oh,
Good to
but
know.
I'm growing
no.
attached to mine.
That being said, I'm enjoying this game. I'm enjoying you guys playing with you guys. So it doesn't have to be, we can extend this out. So
No,
Yeah.
I'm happy doing another session, definitely.
yeah. Okay. So end of session
Yeah.
2.
Yep, that was
Good one.
great.